Hi, everybody. Happy Feel Good Friday to you, my friends. Hi, how are you? Hello to everybody in YouTube land. Hello, Janet, Ruby, Jan, Mary, Anita, Deborah. Colleen is in the house. Sally is here. Hi, how you guys doing? Is everybody having a good day today? I hope you've had a good week. I really, really do. Facebook's making their way in. Kathy's here. Wendy's here. Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Dog is eating something. You know it's Feel Good Friday when there's a dog eating something under the desk, right? Oh my gosh. Hi. Good morning, Sue. How are you? Everybody's talking about the live tonight. Yep. You're going to have to take a nap. Set your alarms. Hi to everybody. What is up? Oh my goodness. It's so good to see all of you. All right. Well, let's not waste any time because I got a lot of things to show you today. So I don't want to take too much time with all of my chitter chatter, but I do have some things to say. As always, I always have things to say. First and foremost, hello, welcome in, and hello to all of our new people. We've been picking up people left and right lately. And I gotta say, this is the best community to be a part of because everybody here is so welcoming. So let me be one to welcome you in. We are so glad that you're here and that you're catching a Feel Good Friday show. If you're unfamiliar with what Feel Good Friday is, let me give you the quick little rundown. So Feel Good Friday is different from my other lives. My other lives, we usually do some sort of project, and it's usually just one project. We focus on some techniques, we put some beautiful jewelry together, and I inspire you. Feel Good Friday is also about inspiration, but Feel Good Friday is all about easy peasy, instant gratification jewelry that you can easily recreate because I've put it together in kit form for you, and it's for sale over in my Etsy shop. So everything you see in today's show, you can purchase over in my Etsy shop. That's etsy.com/shop/13crows. And you can grab today's kits, leftover kits from previous Feel Good Friday shows, and maker mixes. So let me tell you about the maker mixes. Maker mixes are small batches of beady goodness, little things that I didn't have enough of to create a full kit around, but I still wanted to share with you. So I made little mixes of these beads, and you can grab a maker mix, any maker mix that you want to. Doesn't just have to be the one from today. And you can create a piece of jewelry, post that piece of jewelry, and you're automatically entered into a drawing where once a month we draw a name and that person gets sent a shipment of goodies from me. That's all you got to do. We don't even judge your piece of jewelry. We just want to be inspired by you and see what you're making with your maker mixes. So I usually start out with a maker mix and then I go right into the kits. And that is exactly what we're going to do today. I've got, let's see, I have a maker mix. I believe I have 3 bracelets, 3 earrings, and a necklace. I can't be right. I guess we'll find out as we're going, right? But before we do that, I do want to add that today, you guys, tonight, as a matter of fact, at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time is the Sam's Bead Shop Showdown, right? You got to set your reminders for this. You don't want to miss it. So at 5:30 p.m., I'm going head to head with Danielle and with Tracy. And I haven't even opened this yet. We're not supposed to open it. You can see it's still taped shut. We've got 1 hour to put together a really fun piece of jewelry, just design on the fly. It's all fun, friendly competition. There's no real winners or losers. I'm sure somebody will win, but it's probably not going to be me because the pressure is insane. But that's going on over on Sam's Bead Shop today. So don't forget about that. That happens this afternoon, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And guys, if you are part of the Hardwired group, Hardwired is meeting today at 4:30 instead of 5 o'clock. We're 30 minutes early just so that I've got time to get on over to Sam's Bead Shop. So there'll be 2 lives in a row if you're part of the Hardwired. If not, I'll just see you later over there. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to turn you around. We're going to get started with this beautiful maker mix. And this one is definitely holiday inspired, but not necessarily strictly for the holidays. This one is called Evergreens. Now, once upon a time, we had an evergreen maker mix. This one is Evergreens with an S, just because I was lazy and couldn't come up with a better name for it. And I thought it was very, very fitting. So this one has tons of check glass in it. There's a couple of pieces of vintage check glass in it. This guy right here, the little bell flowers right there. There are some cathedral beads, these check glass flowers from Danielle. There are some daggers in here, some beautiful red check glass leaves, and then some faceted glass lentils with lots of shimmer and sparkle. So this is our maker mix for the week. I'm going to sit this one over to the side for you, and we're going to get started. So let's start out with what the team has voted as their favorite piece of jewelry for today. I'm going to start with it just because it's a lot of string and it might take us a minute, but I want to show you. This is a double strand bracelet. It doesn't look like it yet because there's only one strand on here at the moment. And that was just to save some time. But we're going to do a double strand pearl bracelet that's got some of these beautiful green crystals, some check glass double drilled so that it's gonna, that second strand is gonna go through there, right, all the way around. This beautiful bracelet, and then it's got this gorgeous tiara cast magnetic clasp on it. And guys, that magnet is super, super strong. Not only is it super strong, but it's really, really beautiful. So this is a really pretty bracelet. We're going to put this together right now. So like I said, I've already strung one side of this for you. It's just straight stringing. So I figured one side would be enough for us to do together. So one's already done. We're going to get the second strand started right now. We're going to take a piece of our bead string wire. Everybody's kit has two pieces of 49 strand silver colored bead-alon bead stringing wire in it. And we're going to grab a crimp. We're going to thread our crimp onto the end of the wire. And then we're going to thread on a wire guardian. We're going to take the wire up through the wire guardian and then back down through the wire guardian. And before we go through that crimp, we're going to go ahead and attach this directly to our clasp. So there's no jumping involved here. We're just going to thread that through. And when we pull, the wire guardian is going to attach directly to the clasp. We're going to take the wire back down through our crimp. And then we're going to crimp just like we would anything else. We want to make sure that our bead string wire is not crisscrossing inside there. That magnet is strong. It's grabbing my tool here. All right, we're going to put that into the back notch. Give it a squeeze. We're going to turn it sideways. Put it in the front notch. And give it, it's so hard to crimp with magnetic clasps because they're always like coming for you, right? All right, so then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and we are going to trim off the excess wire. Yeah, my thumb is bandaged again. Jill said, uh-oh, thumb is bandaged again. Y'all, it's in bad shape. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is in very, very bad shape. And honestly, the Band-Aids are holding the nail on at this point. I'm going to lose my thumbnail. I'm just trying to prolong that as long as possible because it is going to be ugly and it's going to be a very long process. And the timing is terrible because I've got so many projects coming up that are live and pre-recorded video related. It's really awful. So I'm really sad about it. Y'all say some prayers for my little thumb. All right, so the first thing I'm going to thread on is a metal bead. That's just our jump start bead to get us going. And then I'm going to follow the exact same path of what I've already got here. So we're going to do 3 glass pearls. Yeah, it still hurts. But more than anything, it feels real strange, right? It feels really weird because it has healed underneath here, like the thumb bed where the nail actually sits. It's starting to heal, but I can feel it. So like I can feel the breeze under my fingernail. I can feel the water underneath my finger. It's really a strange thing. And I continue to hit it on things and I just, it's I know that it's not going to make it. My thumbnail will not make it through Christmas. It'll be lucky if it makes it through Thanksgiving. All right, so 3 of the glass pearls, one of those beautiful faceted green crystal beads, another 3 glass pearls, and then I'm going to take my wire through the second hole of this double drilled check glass. And then I'm just going to repeat. Okay, so 3 more glass pearled. No, it's not. It's completely infection free. That's the good news. And oddly enough, the acrylic is actually helping to protect all of it. So Doc said just leave it bandaged, put tape on it if Band-Aids won't stay, and just hope for the best. So my guess is that you're probably going to see it bandaged for probably the next 4 months until I grow a nail back, because nobody wants to see that, right? But like I said, the timing is just terrible because I have so many things coming up. All right, so there's another 3 glass pearls, a crystal, 3 glass pearls, and then we're going to go through the double drilled again. I love this bracelet. It's so pretty. And what's pretty about it is that it's not like over the top red and green Christmas, right? You absolutely could get away with wearing this all winter because the green that's in here is not like Christmas green. It's like a really soft kind of olive green that the AB finish on even flashes kind of blue. So I really think that you could wear this any old time. Black electrical tape. That's probably what we're going to end up with. Blue painter's tape. That's what I keep imagining. When the doctor was like, well, just put tape on it if the Band-Aids won't stay. I was like, that's what I pictured was blue electrical, or yeah, blue painter's tape. I was like, oh my gosh. What have I done? What have I done? All right. So 3 more of the glass pearls. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just kind of stringing and not really paying attention because it really is kind of the same pattern over and over again. It's just 3 glass pearls, 1 of those crystals, 3 more glass pearls, and then we're going through the double drilled check glass bead. And we're just making our way all the way around. So we're getting pretty close, but look how pretty that is. It really is just a beautiful, you can't go wrong with pearls. You just can't. Super glue. Yeah, I'm going to super glue a fake fingernail on there so nobody will know. I wish that you could do that, but the problem is that as the new nail starts to grow, it has to have room. So like that would work temporarily, but like you still got to take it off to get it out of the way so that new nail will grow. I don't know. I just feel like it was like the universe has a ridiculous sense of humor. It's like, oh, you mean your hands are going to be on camera extra? Like even more than normal? Oh, watch what we're going to do. You know what I mean? All right, through the next double drilled. Hypo cement. Yes. That's too funny. More funny. Washi tape. Now that I could get behind. Some really cool patterns of washi tape. Washi tape's not particularly sticky though. I don't know how long that would last. All right, 3 more of the pearls. If you put it under your pillow, does the nail fairy leave money? Says Carla. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I hope so. I'd like to make a request, please. Too funny. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Diana says, what about that tape they use when you give blood? That weird kind of stretchy medical tape that they tape a bandage with. You know, it's like meshy and stretchy. That might work. I don't know. I keep telling everybody I'm just going to cut my thumb off. Just the whole thing. Forget the nail. Just take the whole thing off because I keep hitting it on things. I hit it on the coffee pot this morning and I was like, really? That's how we're going to wake up today? Wonderful. Wonderful. I do put a splint on it at night though to keep from really hitting it on things because, you know, when you're sleeping, you don't really have a whole lot of control. All right, so I'm putting on the last of the glass pearls here. So I've got 3 of those. Yeah, Lisa says it's very painful. It is one of the worst pains, and I have a very high tolerance for pain. It is one of the most painful things I've ever been through. And it's weird because it's just a finger. All right, so I'm going to thread on my very last metal bead, right? Those are how we got started and how we're going to end, just so that everything's nice and uniform. And then we're going to crimp this to the other side of our beautiful tiara cast clasp here, okay? So I'm going to get my crimp, thread that on, and then the wire guardian. Okay, and then before we go back down through our crimp with our wire, we do want to take that through our clasp. I think the worst part of all of it is that my thumb has no strength, like none at all. And that is very difficult when you're trying to make jewelry because I rely on my thumb for so many things. And there is no strength in it whatsoever, like absolutely none. It's amazing how much you use your fingernails and you don't really realize what a big job they have, you know, until one of them is out of commission. All right, so we've gone back down through our crimp. Now I'm going to bring in my crimper tool and put that into the back notch, give it a squeeze. I'm going to turn it sideways, put it into the front notch, give it a squeeze, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off the excess wire, and our bracelet is done. So you just want to do the simple stringing, and it's 2 strands, but it's going through, they're sharing that double drilled check glass bead. And you've got this gorgeous tiara cast magnetic clasp. It's so beautiful. I love these. Danielle sent me these. She got these from Tiara Cast and was kind enough to share with me. So I've got them for kits for you all. I do have some in copper too, but haven't made a kit with them yet. But this is our first bracelet of our Feel Good Friday show. And like I said, it's red and green, so it's festive, but it's not like over the top Christmas because that green is very understated. So you absolutely could get away with, you know, wearing it whenever you wanted to, honestly. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to sit this to the side. This would make a beautiful gift for somebody if you're looking for a really pretty present. Like I said, pearls, you can't go wrong with those, right? All right, sitting that to the side, we're going to move on to the next. I've got another bracelet for you guys here, and this bracelet also has a pair of matching earrings that goes with it, 2 different kits. This is our blue crystal bracelet. This is a super easy one to put together. You've got a little bit of chain, a little bit of wire, and a whole lot of bling. So we're going to put this one together. All right. So I'm going to take my piece of wire here, and we are going to do a wrapped loop at the end of our wire. So I'm going to come down on the wire about 1.5 inches. Give it a bend, and we're going to do a wrapped loop. So we're coming in with our round nose pliers. Grab that wire, go up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we are going to use our pliers because our thumb is not working. And we're going to do about 3 wire wraps. Okay. And then we're going to trim off the excess. Okay. Now we're just going to thread on some really beautiful beads here. I'm going to pull up the picture so that I make sure that I always do this the exact same way. Now, listen, I pull up my picture for the listing just so that I can see it and kind of double check to make sure that I do it the way that I did it in the listing. However, that doesn't mean that you have to. You absolutely can put any of these beads in any order that you want. Okay. I'm going to start out with one of the metal beads. Okay. And then I'm going to thread on 3 of these small blue faceted rondelles. is a very winter appropriate design. There's a snowflake in this. That blue is really beautiful. It's got that AB finish to it. All right, I'm going to thread on a clear bicone. 3 more of the smaller rondelles. Or I'm going to drop them all off of the wire and accomplish absolutely nothing. We're going to do another clear bicone. And then we're going to thread on a larger rondelle, a daisy spacer, another of the larger rondelles, a daisy spacer, and then the biggest out of our crystal beads here. This beautiful, it's like a faceted barrel bead. Hi, Sam. Okay, and then I'm just going to repeat that. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this pattern on the other side. We're going to do our daisy spacer. Larger, wait a minute, y'all. I left out a rondelle. Hold on. I'm glad we didn't get too far. I left out one of the larger rondelles. I'm sorry, there are 3 of those large rondelles. Then our big faceted barrel bead. There we go. All right, now we're going to repeat that pattern. So smaller rondelle, daisy spacer, another rondelle, a daisy spacer. Okay, the last of those medium sized in comparison to this big guy here. Okay, and then we're going to do a bicone. So you can see how pretty this is going to be. And then 3 more of the small rondelles, a clear bicone, 3 more of the small rondelles, and then a metal bead. Okay, and then we're going to just do a wrapped loop on the end of this. And then we're going to shape this into the shape that we want it to be. And we're going to add our dangles and our chains. So you'll see how all this is going to come together. Okay, so I'm going to grab that wire right where it is exiting that last bead that we added. Bending the wire. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. We're going up and over. Rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap in that space. Okay, and then you're going to come in with your cutter tool and trim off what's left. Okay, now we're going to shape this because it has that nice wire core, so we can really kind of bend this into a nice curve for your wrist. Or if you wanted to, you could actually make this the center of a necklace. So let me show you what the alternative design to this is. I love it when kits work out this way. Okay. So you have 2 pieces of chain in your kit. You could technically put your 2 pieces of chain on either side of this and then add several jump rings to this. You might need to add a couple more things to it, maybe a few more little beads in between here. You can make a necklace out of this if you wanted to. But we're taking our 2 pieces of chain and we're going to attach those with a jump ring, thread on our clasp. Okay, so it's a double stranded chain section to this. And then we are going to take another jump ring and attach it to the other ends of our 2 chain pieces. Okay, just like that. We're going to attach that to one of our wrapped loops. Close that back. And then our clasp is going to attach over here to the wrapped loop on the other, nope, don't use a thumb to do that, other side. Okay, so it's beautiful just like it is, but you know how I am. I got to have extra dangly doos on things. So I had a larger clear bicone that I put onto a head pin and did a wrapped loop. I also have 1 extra of the little blue rondelles and this beautiful little snowflake bead. So we're going to do the same thing to those. We're going to take a head pin. I'm going to thread that on, thread the blue rondelle on the top of that. And then we're going to do a wrapped loop, bending the wire and up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap. And I'm using German style wire. It's my favorite. I use it for everything. Trim off the excess. All right, so now I have two little dangle-doos, and you can put your dangle-doos on either side of this. It doesn't really make much of a difference. You can put them on this jump ring here where your chain is connected, or you can put it over here where your clasp is. That's where I'm going to put mine, but it makes absolutely no difference. So I'm going to reopen this jump ring here and thread on my two little dangles, just so I've got a little extra something, right? And again, a beautiful little bracelet that you can adjust. If you need it smaller, you can just cut your chain down, right? And it really will accommodate so many different sizes, especially since you've got two pieces of chain. If you really needed to, you could just make it one piece of chain and add length from the second one if you wanted to. I wish this was showing up better on camera, but really beautiful. Just a winter bracelet, not necessarily a holiday bracelet. It's just a really beautiful cold weather bracelet. You got your little snowflake here. And honestly, when winter is over, if you wanted to, you could take your snowflake charm off and you just have a really beautiful blue and silver bracelet that you could wear all year, right? All right, so I'm going to sit this over here to the side because I've got a super easy little quick pair of earrings that matches this that we're going to put together really, really quickly. This is just a separate little kit. If you wanted to have the whole set, these go together super easy. It's that same beautiful rondelle, couple of bicones, and then I'm using a daisy spacer as part of the actual design because it looks like a snowflake, right? So we're just going to put this together really, really quickly. I'm going to take a head pin and I'm going to thread on a daisy spacer. I'm going to thread on our beautiful faceted barrel bead, right? And then two bicones. And honestly, if you wanted to just keep these super simple, that with an ear wire would be gorgeous. But I'm always extra. I'm going to do a simple loop on this. I'm going to grab the wire where it is exiting that bead, and I'm just going to give it a bend. I'm going to come in with my cutter and trim off, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers, grabbing the wire, roll back. Okay, there's our loop. The rest of this is just assembly. So I'm going to take a jump ring, open that up. I'm going to thread that on to our daisy spacer here, and then I'm going to thread our dangle onto that and close it back. I'm going to do the same thing with another jump ring. Okay. Then for our ear wire, I have these really cool modern ear wires. These are bead-along ear wires. I went ahead and put a small jump ring on this just so that it was already ready, and you're just going to hook that on. Or not. You could just hit it with your tool and have to start over. Whatever. Oh my. All right. This time, very carefully come in with your pliers and close that back, and that's it. So you've got these really pretty little snowflakey blue earrings to go with your bracelet. Again, perfect little gift for somebody. A great little hostess gift if you wanted to give somebody something, or just a pretty set for yourself, right? So those two are in the shop. I'm going to sit these to the side. We're going to move on because we're not stopping. We've still got a ways to go. Let's put together another pair of earrings here, and then we'll do another bracelet. All right, so this pair of earrings is pretty interesting. I really like these. I thought these were super, super cool. So utilizing, again, some of these double drilled check glass beads that were in the bracelet. As a matter of fact, these earrings match the bracelet. So if you're interested in another little set, these earrings are going to match the little double strand bracelet that we just did. Okay, so got those double drilled beads. You've got a pearl, some of those little green crystals, and these are very interesting, but a cute little, just something different, right? Just something different. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a head pin, okay, and we're going to thread on all 3 of our double drilled beads. Okay, and then on the bottom of these, we're going to do a simple loop. Okay, so I'm going to grab the wire, bend to the wire, coming in with my cutter tool, trim off, leave myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire, and in with the round nose pliers, and I'm going to roll back to create a simple loop. We're actually going to hang a glass pearl from that, but we're going to save that for the very end. Okay, we're going to construct our earrings first. So while they are on that head pin, you want to separate them out just like this. Okay, and that's how they're going to go together. So we're going to take a head pin, and actually they go this direction with the loop on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to take a head pin, we're going to thread on one of the green crystals. We're going to go through that middle double drilled bead. Okay, and then we're going to pop a green rondelle down on top of that. Now you're going to need your ruler for this. I normally don't do anything with ruler. I always just eyeball it, but I am going to use my ruler this time. Okay, and you're going to see we only want about a 1/2 inch of wire showing, but we still need enough to do a loop. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put our wire up against our ruler. See where I'm holding my bead right at the edge of the wire? We're going to come in and we're going to cut that head pin right at the 1 inch mark. You don't have to. You can make it whatever inch or measurement you want it to be. What you want is you just want to be sure that both of your head pins are going to be measured. They're going to be the same length when you get them done. Okay, so that your earrings are even. Now I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to grab that wire right at the tip and I'm going to turn a loop. Now if you want to, you can break the neck on this or you can just leave it like it is. I'm going to leave mine just like it is, but it's totally up to you. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with another head pin. So this time the head pin is going to go through the bottom of the double drill, then through a faceted crystal, then through that double drilled, and it's a little tricky. Get everything all lined up. Okay. Now, again, we got to make that measurement. Okay. So both of our wires here are going to be even. So coming in, and we're going to cut that right at the 1 inch mark. And again, you cut yours wherever you want, as long as they're both the same length. Okay. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn a loop. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring those together just like that. And I'm going to attach a jump ring and then our ear wire to it. Okay. So where's our, looks like I lost my jump ring. I have to find a jump ring here real quick. I don't know why my jump ring scooted out of my little container. It's all right. We can find another one. Oops. There we go. Okay. So we're going to take our jump ring. Okay. And we are going to, yeah, I need a funny face on my bandage. We're going to thread that onto both of our loops that we made, right? And then you're going to attach your ear wire to that. My ear wire is already open, so I'm just going to thread that right on and close my ear wire back. Right? But we still need to add our pearl to this. Okay. So you've got that part. The last thing to do is just add your pearl. So we're going to take our pearl, we're going to thread it onto a head pin. and do a wrapped loop, and then we're going to attach it to our simple loop here at the bottom, and these will be done. I think these are really cool. They're definitely different, and they definitely match the bracelet if you want a really cool little set. Okay, so going on to the head pin, we're going to do a wrapped loop. You could do a simple loop here if you wanted to. Yes, I need a blinged out band-aid. Y'all come up with some ideas for me. All right, up and over. Rotate those pliers, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap. Okay. All right, I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off, and then we're going to attach this to the bottom of our earring, and it will be done. All right, so I'm just very, very gently going to come in with my pliers here and open that simple loop with a twist, thread on my pearl, and then close that back. And there you go. Just a fun little different design, right? Something we've not ever done before, and a really cool way to use those double drilled beads. And it, like I said, it matches the bracelet. So if you wanted to have the whole little set for gift giving or just wearing for yourself, you've got that, right? All right, gonna move these out of the way. Glitter paint. I love it. I love it. All right, so I've got 3 more kits for you guys. Can you believe it? I've got 3 more things to show you. I'm going to do another simple stringing bracelet. This one comes in 2 different colorways, and it is just a really cool, either a winter or a holiday bracelet. So this one is in blue with a snowflake. Just more of those beautiful faceted crystals. Could not get enough of those. And then some of these really cool tube beads. So this one is the blue with the snowflake. We're going to put together a red and green one with a Christmas tree. Okay, so we're going to take our bead stringing wire. And just so you know, the bead stringing wire for the holiday one or the Christmassy one with the tree is red 19 strand bead stringing wire from Beadalon. The one with the snowflake is some of this really beautiful blue 19 strand bead stringing wire from Beadalon. Okay, so again, just straight stringing for this, which is fine because that's what we're all about here on our Feel Good Friday shows. Is super easy. So I'm threading on my crimp. I'm going to thread on my wire guardian. They sell glitter band-aids on Amazon. I'm going to have to order some. Definitely, because I'm going to be wearing a band-aid for a long time, it looks like. So we definitely need to make it fun, right? All right, so I'm going to put that in the back notch of my crimper tool. Give it a squeeze. I'm going to turn it sideways, put it in the front notch, and give it a squeeze. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off that excess because we don't need it. All right. So now we're going to string this up. And again, it's just simple stringing, nothing crazy hard here. We're going to thread on one of these beautiful, like frosted cranberry red beads. These are like the ones I used in the Beadalon live yesterday. Okay, so one of those. 2 of these really beautiful dark green. These are different than the ones that are in our pearl bracelet. These are definitely dark, dark evergreen. And then another red. Okay. Then I'm going to thread on a bead cap, a faceted rondelle, and another bead cap. Okay, I'm going to drop those down, and then I'm going to repeat my pattern. So red and 2 greens. If you're doing the snowflake bracelet, it's blue and then the blue gray. But they both go together the exact same way. So 2 green and a red. Okay, now I'm going to thread on one of the long tube beads. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat. So the small, 2 larger rondelles and a small. So we're doing red, 2 green, and then a red. Now for our tube bead, we're going to thread on the small tube bead. This one right here, right? Then on top of that, we want to go ahead and thread our charm. So your charm's got a jump ring on it, or it needs the jump ring that's in your kit. You're going to put that on there, and then you're going to thread that so that it sits on top of that metal tube. Okay, it's got a little bit of room there to wiggle around. And then we're just going to repeat our pattern to finish off our bracelet. So the red, the 2 green, and then the red. Okay, and then our tube bead for the other side. So you can see how this one's coming together. Okay, and then we just want to repeat just like we did over on this side. So the red, 2 green, the red, a bead cap, our faceted rondelle, bead cap, and then repeat with the red, the 2 green, and a red. And then we're ready to crimp. This one is just that easy. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy, right? We're going to crimp. We've got our clasp with the 2 jump rings. You could put a decorative clasp on this if you wanted to. A thread on our crimp, our wire guardian. Take the wire back down through the wire guardian, and then we also want to go back down through our crimp. Pull all of that down. Make sure your wire is not crisscrossing. Ow, inside there. Darn my thumb. Oh, gosh. I'm telling you, you guys. Whew. Give it a squeeze. Turn sideways. Give it a squeeze. And then we are going to trim. Yes, Wanda says this will be beautiful at the front of a necklace. I agree. 100%. All right, the only thing left to do is just add the clasp to this. So it's just our hardware, right? So that's the blue one with the snowflake. This is the red and green one with our tree. One for everybody here. You don't just have to be a Christmas person, right? You could just be a winter person. Christmas isn't for everybody. I do love red and green jewelry, but I do love blue and white just as much. For Hanukkah or just the winter, it's just beautiful. I just love winter jewelry. Red and green, blue, white, it doesn't matter. So there are 2 bracelets, right? These are our little holiday charm bracelets. You could also add more charms to these if you wanted to. If you were going to give this as a gift and you wanted to personalize it even more, you have these 2 bead sections where you absolutely could add more charms to these if you wanted to, or you can just leave them like they are. You could even take a really pretty piece of artistic wire in a beautiful color and wrap around like a vine if you wanted to. You really kind of further personalize this if you wanted to, but in the kit, you've got everything you need to make it just like this, right? All right, so I'm going to set these over here to the side. Okay, we've got 1 necklace and 1 pair of earrings left. So I am going to do the earrings first. The earrings are super cool, and we get to use a Sharpie marker just because maybe you don't have the bell making pliers, and that's totally okay. So I wanted to make these for everybody. All right, these are awesome purple Terra bead earrings with some really cool frosted glass dangle-doos, because we love the dangle-doos. But check out these purple Terra beads. Got these from Sam. Love them so much. And so going to use these as our focal, if you will, for our earring. All right, so We're going to take our piece of wire here. And if you've got the bell making pliers, totally use the bell making pliers, the stepped bell making pliers, anything you've got. If you don't have anything that you like to use, I can use a Sharpie marker just because it's something that I always have laying around here. You don't have a Sharpie marker, grab something else that's around the same size. Okay. You're going to take your wire. And I like to lay it right in the crease here, right? I'm going to take it and I'm just going to make a loop with my wire in that crease in the marker. Okay. And I did it off center. So I've got a short side and a long side here. I'm going to take the longest piece of the wire and I'm going to take my pliers and bend it upwards just like that. And then I'm going to take this shorter piece and I'm going to wire wrap around I'm trying to be gentle with my thumb, y'all, because I really just want to grab this wire and just wrap it around there with my fingers, but I can't. All right. So my loop was terrible on this, y'all, because I was not I have to cut a new piece of wire. Hold on. That was awful. My darn thumb is just making things not go very well. Let me grab another piece of wire. I don't even want to show you that loop because I'm so embarrassed by it. Like, that was rough. Let's try this again. Having an injury on your hand is terrible when your job is jewelry. Okay, let's do this again. All right. Laying that wire into the crease. Goodness. Okay. Whew. Goodness. All right. I'm going to take the longer wire, bend it straight up and down. And I'm taking the shorter wire. This is why it was messed up, is because I can't do it with my thumb. And I really want to. Ouch. And every time I put pressure on my thumb, oh, y'all, holidays couldn't come at a better time because I truly think I need to give my hand a rest. Maybe this little break for Thanksgiving will be helpful. Okay, so there. Okay, I got a better loop this time. Sorry, y'all. Trim off the excess. And then I'm going to open that up to let my loop free. Okay. So now I've got this little loop here and I still have a nice little bit of wire here so I can thread on my bead. And then you can do a wrapped loop or you can do a simple loop. It's totally up to you. I'm going to do a wrapped loop here. Okay. And with my round nose pliers, going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap. I feel like I need to wrap my thumb even tighter because what happens is when I put pressure on the pad of my thumb, it creates this air pocket between the nail and the thumb bed. Does that make sense? And it's causing very, very bad pain. That's why I keep telling everybody, I'm just going to cut the whole thumb off. I just don't need it. I'm going to learn how to use my left hand and I'm going to be done with it. Yeah, time to get my hands insured. Okay, so we've got this ready to go. Now, this looks super cool. You could just add one dangle from this if you wanted to. You don't have to do all four of these. Two of mine have already been wire wrapped, and I don't know what I was thinking because you actually have to wire wrap them directly to this. I should have left them off. So I'm going to do two and we're just going to pretend like these two are on there. So you're going to use your imagination a little bit. The good news is that we've got a finished one here, but you're going to wire wrap these directly to your ring here on the bottom. So put your beads onto a head pin. Okay. You're going to come in with your round nose pliers. You're going to go up and over, rotate the pliers and take the wire over to the other side. But before you do your wire wrap, you want to attach these to your loop. So I like to open mine just slightly and then thread that just like that on. And then I'm going to hold that loop closed with my bent chain nose pliers and wire wrap. Now, you absolutely can just use jump rings if you want to, right? You don't have to wire wrap them directly, but it does add length, right? If you add jump rings to this, right? Let's just leave it as one for this one. Because I mean, it's a cool look, right? It's a cool look just by itself. So you could do just one. You've got 8 beads in your kit. You can use all of them. So you can do all 4 of them on one side, or you could do just one. It makes absolutely no difference. Then all you're going to do is just add your ear wire to it and call it done. These are super fun. I love these. And I love these purple Terra beads that Sam sent, because they all have like their own personality, right? They're just super, super cool beads. All right. So there you go. I need a hand model, says Wanda. I like that idea. I need somebody to come in. I may just have to get Colleen to come over here. I'll give Colleen all the projects and say, okay, now Colleen, you do the work and I'll do the talking part, and we'll call it a day. All right, y'all. I've got one more kit to show you, and then we are done. This is one last kit, and it's got a beautiful tiara cast pendant with it and some awesome Z beads. Okay, and this is in copper. So we've got a combination of Z beads and these maroon drucks that really kind of pull out that maroon and copper from the Z beads. We've got some chain here, and we have our tiara cast pendant with the cactus on it here. Okay, so we're going to work on our pendant first. You want to put your largest jump ring that you've got in your kit on it, and then you've got 3 pieces of suede. And we're going to take the suede and make some little dangles. Kathy. Hey, now, we got to alternate, right? Can't make Colleen do it every time. You're going to have to come over here too. All right. And I'm just doing a lark's head knot with my 3 pieces of suede. You don't have to use all of them. You could do just one if you wanted to. Totally up to you. But you've got 3 pieces of the suede. And I'm just folding them in half, making a little loop, right? I'm sticking my loop through the bottom of the pendant. And then taking my ends through the loop and just pulling. Now, once you do all of these, I'm going to do one more. Love this kind of Southwestern feel that these have. But once you do all of these, I do recommend taking a little bit of glue, either some hypo cement or, whoops, I did this one backwards. Either some hypo cement or some gel super glue, even fabric glue, to put on the back of these knots. Guess whose hand it is. I like that game, Wanda. Whose hand is it today in the live? Get that one crisscrossed. So clean that up a little bit. Okay, so now you've got your little suede dangles for the bottom of your pendant. You can add beads to those if you wanted to. You can do all kinds of other things to further personalize this if you want to. But that's our pendant for our necklace. I'm going to sit this down. The rest of this is just some stringing because the beads are awesome, right? So we've got some beautiful satin copper bead stringing wire included in your kit. This is from Beadalon. This is a 19 strand wire. And we are going to thread on a crimp, thread on a wire guardian. Okay, back down through the wire guardian and through the crimp. And then we want to crimp with our crimper tool. Put that into the back notch, give it a squeeze. Turn it sideways, put it in the front notch, give it a squeeze, and then we're going to trim. Okay. All right, now we are going to string up some of these beads. So we're going to start out with one of these little maroon drucks. Then we're going to thread on 3 Z beads. I love these Z beads. The Z beads and the tiara cast pendant came from Danielle. Okay, another druck. We're going to do 3 more of the Z beads. Okay, another druck. And 3 more Z beads. And then I'll show you what I've got. I'll move my hand out of the way here so you can see the pattern that we've got here. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. You see how the drucks really bring out that red and the copper in those Z beads. That's why it all goes together really well. All right, then we're going to thread on 4 of the drucks. This is going to be the center. Hi, Catherine. And we're going to thread on our pendant as well. Okay, so that large jump ring, just go ahead and thread that on. That's going to sit over the top of those beads once we get all of this crimped. For now, it's all just going to kind of fall around and do its own thing. But now we're just going to repeat the pattern. So we're going to do 3 of the Z beads, a druck, three Z beads. Oh, thank you, Heather. 3 Z beads, a druck, 3 more Z beads, and then we're going to finish off with that druck. Okay, and then we are going to crimp this side as well. Okay, so you can see how all this is going together. Wanda, you don't need no stinking groceries. You don't need groceries. Come on. There's too much fun thing. There are too many fun things going on today. All right, down through our wire guardian, down through our crimp. And then we'll pull all that down. Make sure your wires are not crisscrossing, and you're going to go ahead and crimp that as well. Okay. And trim off the excess. Okay, so now you've got your really cool little front section to your necklace. Okay, and we're just going to finish this off with some chain. I've got some antique copper chain included in your kit. If you would prefer to bead the rest of your necklace up, you absolutely can. You could use some more faux suede for that if you wanted to. Totally up to you. I'm just going to keep it simple. Add some chain to this. And again, this is another one of those that's going to be a really a really nice gift for somebody else, or just a really cool necklace for yourself. And I like this because there's not a whole lot of beads here, but the beads that are used are really special, right? Those Z beads are super, super special. The pendant really gets to be the focal, but the way that this necklace is laid out, because everything is in the front and the rest of this is just chain, you can layer this up with your other favorite pieces. And it's going to look really, really cool. It's got that boho Midwestern feel to it. Your pieces of suede are a little bit longer than these. These have gotten trimmed a little bit. So you could leave those long if you wanted to. Totally up to you. But there you go. That is our last piece of jewelry for our Feel Good Friday show, you guys. Now we're going to go back through all of these really, really quickly, and then I'm going to let you guys go because you've got so many other lives to go watch today. So I'm going to turn you around, and we're going to go super quick because we're right at the hour mark. Okay. All right. So we are going to start with the necklace that we just did. I will show that, to you. So here is our tiara cast necklace with the suede, those Z beads, all in that awesome copper. All right. So there's that. All right. All right. Let's go back through real quick. So we had our purple Tara earrings, right? Those are super cool. Love those. We had our 2 holiday charm bracelets. So we've got the red and green with the Christmas tree, right? With those really cool tube beads. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you so, so much. And then we also had it in blue with the snowflake. Right. Then we had our blue crystal bracelet, that half crystals, half chain, with our little snowflake charm. Look at that blue. Look at the shimmer on that. They're so pretty. And then, of course, we had the little earrings to match that bracelet with the little snowflakes. Really pretty. Just very simple, but pretty, you know? And then last but not least, we had our red and green earrings and then that double bracelet. So there were our super cool little red and green double drilled check glass bead earrings. And then the gorgeous double strand bracelet with that amazing tiara cast magnetic clasp on it. You can see that clasp. So cool, right? And then the bracelet with the red and that kind of understated green. So there you go, guys. That's it for our Feel Good Friday show, except for our maker mix, the Evergreens maker mix. Don't forget about that one because it was super, super pretty. Lots of like deep bronze and evergreen green. Very, very beautiful. All right. Whoa. So I'm just getting my day started, and I know you guys are too, because there's a live happening right after this with Sam. He's unboxing the November Sam's Bead Box. You definitely want to go check that out. Don't forget that tonight at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the Sam's Bead Shop Showdown. That is between me, Danielle Wicks, and Tracy Proctor. It's going to be so much fun. You definitely want to come and check that out. If you can't make it, watch the replay, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see live. Come hang out, see what pieces get made. Watch me buckle under pressure because that's obviously going to happen. Yeah, it's a design on the fly. We haven't opened the box, so I don't even know what's in it. I'm a little nervous. The competition is steep. And let's see what else. If you are a Hardwired member, don't forget we're getting together today at 4:30 instead of 5 o'clock. That's so I'll have time to get over to Sam's Bead Shop for that live. Okay. You guys, next week, I just want you to know, next week on Monday, we've got a little bit of a schedule change. Normally, the live happens at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, right? That's our normal weekly thing. But we're doing early next week. So we're doing Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern for our regular live. That's just for next week because next week is Thanksgiving week. Sam and I will be together. We are going through Sam's November bead box, and we're making a really cool pair of earrings using some beads from the bead box. So you don't want to miss that. Just set a little reminder, make yourself a sticky note that says that the live next week is on Monday at 1 p.m., not Tuesday. Okay. But that's just for next week. After Thanksgiving, we're back to our regular schedule again until Christmas rolls around, and then that throws the schedule all off again. That's what the holidays are, right? All right, you guys, go do your things. We'll meet again later, okay? Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. If I don't see you in any of the lives coming up, I will see you next week. Have an amazing weekend, all right? Bye, guys.